Welcome, welcome, welcome. Zoe Flowers here, back with another pick a card reading. And this one is, what do you need to know right now? Actually, let me just bring this camera up a little bit so you can see everyone. Okay, so with pile number 1, we have the Dragon's Blood Sage. Pile number 2, we have the Goddess. Pile number 3, we have the Happy Couple. So just take a moment to look at the decks, to key into which one appeals to you most. Take a deep breath in, exhale out, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, pile number 1, if you picked the Sage, the Dragon's Blood Sage, this is the pile for you. So right off of the bat, I'm feeling like if you pick this, maybe there's a need for some cleansing, there's a need for some detoxification. And it's also just interesting because pile number 1, the crystal here is black tourmaline. And black tourmaline is a stone of protection, of detoxification, and grounding. Oh, and I also need this because, yeah, I need this too. Okay. All right. So, it says an energetic bodyguard. Black tourmaline acts as a psychic shield, protecting you from destruction, negativity, and psychic attacks. It is excellent at establishing boundaries and deflects unwanted mental energies. It is also for grounding, stabilizing your foundation on earth, and making sure both feet are on the ground. With natural electric spark, black tourmaline absorbs fears and transmutes those emotions into positive energy. Use this stone to balance your root chakra and to detox any anxieties. So this is super interesting because this resonates with Capricorn. And we do have, I want to say, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn right now. Let's see, I have it in my notes here. Yeah, Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn right now. And so what that means to me is, obviously, you know, Pluto, they talk about Pluto as the planet of transformation, but it is also the planet of destruction, right? And this says it protects you from destruction. So I just wonder if there are any thoughts, any things that are, you know, when I think of Pluto, I also think of like the underworld, right? And so if there are any underworld activities or things like that that are surfacing in your life right now or in your mind right now. And so this black tourmaline plus this sage could be really useful. What else do we have? So we have community here. So this is super interesting because typically this is a card of leaning on your community. Howsoever, with this black tourmaline and this grounding, what I'm feeling like is perhaps you need to, you know, spend some time away from your community for a minute, or maybe there's some folks that are around you that are actually weighing you down. And these roots here make me feel very familial, especially since we're in Cancer season, and Cancer has to do with the family as well. So I'm feeling like it could be time to, yeah, just separate yourself for a while from your family members, if that's possible. This city too, just all of the things around here, just all of the birds and the trees, all of the buildings, it just makes me feel like elbow room. Like maybe you need to stretch out, maybe you need to plant some roots somewhere else. Maybe it's time for you to find a more nourishing community than the one you're spending the most time with. That's definitely what I'm feeling like with what Spirit wants you to know right now. Pile number 1, we have the bear in reverse. And again, what do we know? What do bears do? They hibernate. So again, perhaps you're being a little overexposed, and you need to take some time out for yourself to recharge your energy, to get grounded. We also have generosity. This also was in reverse. So there's definitely a need for you to pull back. There's definitely a need to pull your energy back from influences. This could also be social media. Yeah. This could also be social media. Maybe pulling yourself out of some groups, some social media groups that you're in that are a little toxic. Really thinking about how you're spending your time. Are you being too generous with your time? Are you being too generous with your talent? Are you being too generous with your community? Is it time for you to start looking for other employment? Have you outgrown your employment as well? And then we have, the Two of Swords. This is very much, let's see, I don't think it's on this side. It's probably on the other side. So this is very much a card of, which way do I go? Should I stay or should I go? Right? And so, it is definitely time. And then again, we have this black here, like the black tourmaline, the black, right? So, black is very protective. And so it's definitely time for you to pull back. If you've been going back and forth about whether you should stay or whether you should go, right? You just want to look at the things that are blossoming in your life. Is your life blossoming the way that you want it to? If not, it's time to prune. I'm hearing prune the hedges here. That's what I'm hearing. It's time to prune the hedges. It's time to, if you're feeling fearful about it, just know that we feel fearful sometimes about the things we most want to change. So pile number 1, I hope that resonates. Please drop down in the comments. Let me know if it does. That is what Spirit has for you, and I will see you next time. Okay, pile number 2. If you picked the Goddess, this is the deck for you. I'm super amped for this deck, for this particular, I'm excited about pile 2 for some reason. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got the tree agate. Stability, grounding, root. That's interesting because even if you look at this goddess, she has, not only does she have the spiral, which is obviously goddess energy is represented by the spiral, but she also has these leaves here. She's bearing fruit here. Tree agate is a stable force that grounds you back to earth, rooting you to the core of your being. A stone in resonance with nature. And isn't it interesting that this is the stone that I picked, right? Tree agate asks that you nurture the seeds you have planted and provide enough sustenance for them to succeed. Weed out the negativity and naysayers, including your own inner critic. And know that despite it all, you are good enough. That gets me. Tree agate promotes security in moments of growth so you feel safe as you expand in your journey. Follow your truth and know that you are supported along the way. So if you need a little bit more support in this area, tree agate is here for you for that. Okay, the other deck we had influence. We've got influence again. So the question pile number 2 is, what is influencing you? How are you spending your time? What is the quality of your conversation? What are you putting in your body? Have you, it's interesting. I'm seeing like a soul. I'm seeing like, not a separation, but a separation, like a disconnection from the true essence. And so, it's time for you to take your power back over your life. So if you've been overindulging, right, it's time to get yourself regrounded. And look, even these things are similar. The green, the little subtle green in here, and the green down here, this is very similar. So there is a need to reground. So we have the shark here. So I haven't used this deck in a while. So let me see what this shark is giving. Oh my God. I literally opened right up to it. Whoa. directedness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes... Oh, why am I so dramatic? Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending that nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. Yeah, so there is definitely something heavy in the energy that's influencing you, pile number 2. And so it's time to get grounded. It's time to come up from the depths. And here we are, water. In it, a water card in this water season. So there's a time to resurface. And maybe because we're in this retrograde cycle, this could be an influence from your childhood. This could be something that you thought that you were over, something that you thought that you were done with, but because of the pandemic, because of the stress, you went back to it because it helped you cope, but now it's just gone a little bit too far, and so there's a need to pull yourself back. And then we have affection here, right? And so we have the rose, and the rose is one of the highest frequencies, or the highest frequency flower that you can actually work with. So perhaps, when we've gone too far, when we've not paid attention to something, it can make us not have affection towards ourselves. And not love yourself in the love yourself type thing, but like that deep affection. And this resonates with me deeply. This deck resonates with me very much. And so there's a need to reintroduce yourself to yourself and be affectionate with yourself, thorns and all. And so we have Hope, the Lady of the Night. And so even if you obviously feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to get back to how I was before. I don't know how to find that self-love, that strength, whatever. One of the things I say in my meditations when I'm doing meditations is see, sense, or imagine. So if you can see it, great. If you can see a path, fantastic. If you can't see it, maybe you can get a sense of it. And if you can't get a sense of it, use your imagination, right? And so hope is here. There's something about this lady of the night too. It makes me feel very much like a lady of the night, like a lady who works in the night, right? And so again, it's like this shark energy. Again, so similar color-wise, the black and the white. Things aren't just black and white. The lady of the night, no matter how far you've gone, no matter what you've so-called done, right? You're still worthy of affection. You're still worthy of love. You're still worthy of a high vibration. And then we've got the Three of Wands, which is like, again, a card of going away. It's right here, actually. It's right here, right? It's like looking over a territory. Perhaps it's your territory, or perhaps it's a territory that you want to go to. Right? There's life here on the Rider-Waite, and there's life here too. The opportunity to return, but rods is action, right? It's rods here, it's wands here. There does need to be some kind of action. And then look at that rose too. There's that rose again. No, I don't think that's a rose. I think that's a different kind of flower. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know about flowers. But yeah, even though it seems dark, there is affection here. There is the opportunity. It just takes a little bit of growth. A little bit of growth. And a little bit of hope. A lot of hope, actually. And you have the tree agate here. as your ally if you need it. And so that's what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope that resonates. Drop down in the comments and let me know, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye. Pile number 3. If you picked the happy couple, this deck is for you. All right, let's see what we have here. One of my favorite crystals. Oh my goodness. One of my absolute faves. Lapis lazuli. Although, you know, it's hard to tell that it's lapis from this particular image, but that's what it is. And it says royalty, transformation, immortality. Ooh, this is interesting. Pile number 3. Regal in all forms. Oh, thank you. Come through, breeze. Come through, Oya. Lapis lazuli was most prized and sought after in Egypt when it was believed to have powers of immortality and the ability to expand the heart's capacity for what? Love. The fireworks agree. Wow. Lapis lazuli guides the soul and protects its journey from life to death. True wisdom comes from within, and lapis lazuli facilitates that by unearthing your core truths. This stone appears when you are ready for spiritual transformation. I knew it. I knew it with pile number 3. And takes you to the depths of who you are, unveiling deeper awareness so that you can become the leader in your own life. And this crystal resonates with Sagittarius and the planet Venus. Let's get into this. I'm super excited. All right, so I was already feeling like pile number 3. Once I saw that lapis, you know, I feel like this is my... It's interesting I'm hearing the word merchant, but that's not right. It's not merchant. It's spiritualists, magicians, okay? So let's see what's going on here. Wow. Okay, I said magicians, and we know that the magician can also be a trickster, but I also was hearing merchant, and I have here mimicry. And the colors here, to me, there are some few similarities. And what I'm getting is it's time to stand on your own pedestal. If you've been overly influenced, overly attached, mimicking what other magicians, what other spiritualists, what other tarot readers are doing or have done, that's not the vibe. It says, come here, Scout, which is interesting. I guess that's Scout the dog. I'm not sure what that means, but it's time for you to go your own way, for you to step into your own magic, and for you to chart your own course. Yeah. It's time to set yourself apart, right? There are so many, I'm going to just use tarot readers because I've fallen into this myself. There are so many channels out there. There's so many readers. There's so many, different things that I know for me, I felt the pressure to like do what other folks were doing, and it's like, no, I'm my own person. I have my own magic. And so I have to set myself apart. And that's the message for you too, right? It's like, you don't need to be a little worker bee. You don't need to be a little ant, right? It's time to set yourself apart. Oh, so powerful. So powerful. Because why? We have abundance in reverse here. Thinking that you have to do something like anybody else, or even looking to other people, asking people for too much advice. Again, these colors, that blue is quite similar to me, is actually interrupting your own abundance and your opportunities. Wow. And your coins. This is also in reverse, the 8 of coins. So there's a little bit more work to be done here, pile number 3. There's a little bit more work. It's time to transform. It's time to understand that you are royalty. You know, again, lapis is linked back to Egypt, right? So maybe you need to, you know, delve into your lineage, right? Again, when we first start on this path, we look to so many different, oh, am I Wicca? Oh, am I Hermetic? Right? Oh, am I hoodoo? Oh, am I voodoo? What am I? What am I? We look for so many different things. So what I'm hearing is it's time to sit. It's time to be still, and it's time for you to figure out where your magic comes from and tap into that. That's what the world is waiting for. Okay? Not this. I love that. I love that. I'm hearing that song by Lena Horne from The Wiz. Believe in yourself as I believe in you. Okay, I'm not a singer. I'm a reader. All right. That's what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that resonates. Oh my gosh, it so resonated for me. I love that. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it resonates. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Oh, and you can follow me. You can follow my Instagram channel. It's also called The Magic Hours, and there's lots of readings there too. There's stuff there you won't find here, and there's things here that you won't find there. So I will see you next time.